Yo, what is going on everyone? Thank you again for tuning in, as always, much appreciated. My name is Touchline. In this video, we are continuing and finishing the Clouded Leopard Enclosure. In the previous episode, we started on the barriers of the enclosure itself. In this one, we're going to be placing a couple more rocks, but mainly foliage to finish the overall enclosure off completely. As you can see, like I said, main focus that we had in the previous episode of this enclosure is that we started to add the extra piece of the Great Wall into the one that was already there. And of course, with the temple itself, the Seikantoji temple that is functioning as a viewing area for the guests was also placed in more previous episodes. I will leave links in the description down below for all the particular videos, so you're able to check out every first video of like each project that we've been doing in the Japanese village recently, but also the ones a little further in the future. For example, the temple itself, but also the first episode of the enclosure. There we went over the actual little fence in the middle as well, and that will divide the two enclosures, or at least one enclosure, into two, because we will have two families of clouded leopards in the area itself. That's the reason why we made a little barrier, because the clouded leopards are only able to live with two adults. So that means that if we would have like more adult cloud leopards in one enclosure, they will not enjoy it, they don't like it. So we wanted to at least try to get more cloud leopards going. So the final decision was to separate one big enclosure into two smaller ones. It is just big enough. And whenever the clouded leopards have juveniles, which we already tested and seen, is that the enclosure is a little bit too small, but it's still okay. So it's kind of 50-50 in that it sort of worked completely, but also not really. But it's still like all in the green, but it's just in the green. So all in all, wanted to, again, try to have as many cloud leopards in. So we have two families of two, and then with juveniles, we'll sort of, look at maybe 6-7 cloud leopard adults and or juveniles. So all in all, whenever that happens, the guests have plenty of opportunities to, check out and see the cloud leopards, instead of having only two and then maybe like 4 or 5 in one big enclosure. So it like ups the chances for the guests to, check out the clouded leopard. So that's pretty cool that it works out in that department at least. If we're going to take a quick look into the near future for video-wise over on YouTube, we'll be looking at the following. Whenever the Cloud Leopards is finished, so that will be in this episode, the next one will be going over the restaurant that will be situated in front of the Seikantoji temple. And then whenever that's all completed, we'll have a sort of Japanese forest. It's not like really a Japanese forest, but it's more, because we are working with like a Japanese or Asian style. We do call it a Japanese forest. It will be in front of the restaurant and also like around it. So all in all, it will be very dense in foliage. Like right now, which the pathing system is situated in front of the temple as of right now. Most of that will be deleted or changed. There's like a big circle, and in that circle, it was just big enough. We managed to place the restaurant in because we already have that finished, because we built these like projects and enclosures and buildings all over on Twitch. So as always, I will leave a link in the description down below. Feel free to tune in. It's a very chill stream. If you have like questions, anything, you are free to ask them in those live streams. It's quick and easy. Someone in chat, myself, will help you as best as possible, especially if you have like most like recent question. For example, if you just started to play Planet Zoo, then we're more than happy to help you out if you have those questions. But whenever the restaurant and the forest is completed, we'll be take a another look at the overall area, and also going to be constructing, or at least starting, on the sun bear enclosure, because the sun bear is the final animal in the Southeast Asia DLC that still needs a home, and they'll be like perfectly placed in front of the main gatehouse that sort of whenever you go through it, or at least underneath, you will enter the enclosure for the Babirusas, and from there you're able to pretty much go to the Chinese palace, which is also a playlist on YouTube, and of course the Japanese village will also be accessible from that main gatehouse. But in front there's still like an open bit, And that's going to be the transition between an area that we made like a year ago, like 1.5 years or so. We weren't even on YouTube back then, so yeah, like most of it has not even been shown in YouTube videos at all, like not in a quick flyby or like an overview, nothing at all. But it's like a transition between that area and the future forest, and also where the palace is. So in that little section, we managed to squeeze in another enclosure, which is just big enough for the sun bears. We'll have like a little bridge that goes over the path system as well to make the enclosure like sufficient enough for the sun bears, because they do need quite a big spot. But all in all, whenever it's all completed, which it is in real life, in the future that is, it's all going to look very nice. And we'll also be creating a like sort of overview cinematic video of everything, which will be quite lengthy, I think. Because we have like a decent amount of enclosures to look at, but also like little buildings in between and little projects that we made in between. Some were not captured on gameplay, unfortunately, but those will be definitely shown in the cinematic video. We're not entirely sure when that's going to be finished, but we will make one of those videos rather soon. At least whenever the sun bear enclosure is finished and like the whole thing is done. And then afterwards, we're going to be working on the entrance. Like right now we have an entrance that's like super old from the beginning, and I had like a lot of inspiration from others, but it's still like super simple in a way, like not very innovative or very like natural at all. It's quite like static. So we will be deleting the whole front, the whole entrance of the zoo. Also 2 enclosures with it, because they also were built like very recently whenever we started the zoo itself. And we're going to start from scratch. So we already have like some gameplay going, of course. And whenever that's all done and we got to a point where one of those enclosures and or buildings are finished, will be like shown in YouTube videos as well. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, then feel free to do so. You'll get live notifications and also in your YouTube feed whenever one of the newer videos is released. So feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to check out all the future videos over here on YouTube. But for now, thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I will leave a link once again for the Twitch channel. If you haven't checked out the Twitch channel either, feel free to do so. Once again, very chill stream. Hopefully I will see you all there. And otherwise in a future video over here on YouTube. So for now, once again, thank you very much for tuning in. It's much appreciated as always. Stay safe, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.